What is up, everybody? Happy Tuesday evening. Here, still at the gym here. Just got done with our last group. Great job today, guys. You kicked butt. I did the workout earlier, if you saw that. I struggled through it. I was probably the biggest complainer of the day, I'll admit. But it was lots of fun. So, what am I doing live here? It is part 2 today of our how to reach your goals every time with presentation, if you will. It's part 2. So if you happen to miss it, I'll go over here in a moment. I'm probably driving you guys crazy, kind of walking around everywhere. I'm going to go over a little bit, just a quick overview of what I talked about Friday when I did part 1. So I'll do a quick overview, and then I'm going to talk about part 2 today. So we'll kind of go over that. If you missed part 1, this is what it was. So I still got it up on the board. If you are a part of our community here, you can jot it down, write it down, take a picture of this if you'd like, or you can take a picture of it now. Part 1 of our 12 steps to reach your goals every time. You can see it up there. We started with step 1, which was define your goal clearly. I know, I'm sorry, Julie. Clearly define your goal, ask why 5 times. Write it down. This is how you write it down. So I am in the present tense, your specific goal, what it is, your deadline, and then your 3 actionable steps that you can start to do and work on right away. Then number 3 was put that goal that you wrote down somewhere that you will see it every single day. Make it the last thing you see every night, and then make sure you get some support. Maybe that's family, maybe that's a coach at Raw Fitness, maybe that's friends, doesn't matter, but get some support to help you reach those goals. So that was part 1. Let me switch this up a little bit so you can see me here. If you can see me, hear me, if you saw part 1, give us a thumbs up. Let us know if you started implementing part 1. You've had the whole weekend and Monday to start implementing that. So hopefully you guys have. But again, we're talking about goals, what it is, how to reach your ultimate goal every single time. I know a lot of us have goals right now during the new year. We want to do everything we can to help you reach those goals every single time, no matter what. So I just went over part 1. If you didn't, you can scroll back and watch it, or you can go back into the post that I did last Friday. So I would love to hear what some of your goals are. So if you're jumping on, feel free to let us know what you're working on this year, how you are going to change yourself, your life, your current situation. It's which I'll talk a little bit about today. It's telling somebody about it is pretty powerful there in and of itself. So I'd love to hear your goals. Talk about what it is you're trying to accomplish, whether it is fitness related, maybe it's career based, maybe it's finance based, whatever it is. I'd love to hear what your goals are. One of mine, I think I talked about on Friday, was being more mindful, being more in the present moment, being here in the now. One of mine is I'm going to meditate at least 20 minutes every single day in like 10-minute blocks. So 20 to 30 minutes. I already did it once this morning. I'm probably going to do it again. I'm going to do it again tonight for my second period there. I feel fantastic. If anyone is just kind of looking or interested in meditation and stuff like that, I'll be happy to talk to you about it. But that is one of my goals for the new year, is to practice mindfulness, practice being present in the moment. And one of the ways I'm doing that is through meditation twice a day. So that's kind of one of my goals. Again, feel free to share your goals here below, or give us a thumbs up if you got a goal, you're hitting it hard here in January. I will also post in the link above, I will post the goal setting sheet where you can download that. It's free. I created it for you guys. Check it out and start to put it into action there. So that will help there. But that's a free gift for you guys. Again, I already went over part 1. So I am going to jump into it. Well, actually, let me do this. No, I can't do that now. Good old live video. You gotta love it because you mess it up all the time. And I tell you, I'm gonna say it now, and I bet you it'll happen. Every time I do a live video, somebody calls me. So please don't call me, guys. I don't want to break it up. And last time I did this video, not this one, but part one, I did it for 30 minutes talking to my phone and didn't even record. So that was lovely. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. So you might see me come over here and check it periodically. But today we're going to talk about part two. It's a 3-part series. So we did one already. I just went over it or did an overview of it. You can go back, watch the video. Part 2 is the mindset of goals. So for those that are watching or watching at a later date that know me, know I'm obsessed with the mindset, obsessed with that aspect of health and wellness because I think it is so powerful and so important. So today we're going to talk a little bit about that. And the first one is something I actually already mentioned. The first thing when it comes to mindset of goals after you've already done part 1 is to that's not how you spell it. Tell somebody your goal. So I know a lot of times our goals can be personal, and that's okay. That's not a bad thing. But telling somebody your goal puts it out there in the universe. It puts it out there. You become vulnerable. And when we are vulnerable, we tend to strive to work a little bit harder, right? We know that somebody knows what we are trying to do, and we have that perception or thought of like what we want to look like in reality and in life to other people and all that we will kind of go above and beyond to make sure we hit that goal if we've already told somebody. It kind of holds us accountable. So like I talked about in part 1, getting a support system, telling somebody about that goal, telling your support system, your friends, your family, or telling a coach that you work with what your goal is, keeps you accountable, puts it out there, leaves you a little bit vulnerable, and that will help you staying on top of trying to reach your goal. So that is the next part in part 2 of our goal setting, how to reach your goal every time. Now, I'm going to spend a little bit of time on this one because this is my absolute favorite thing ever. It's part of what my mindfulness goal is, but if anyone watched my video back in March, you can scroll through the Facebook page and find it. But it was on mindset. I did talk about this as well. And hopefully you can read this. If you can't, I'm sorry, I got chicken scratch. What do you want me to do? But I can read it, but you'll hear me talk about it, so that should help. Number 2 is to visualize and affirm with your words your goal every single day. So why is that important? What does that do for us? In part 1, I talked a little bit about the subconscious mind. So the subconscious mind, essentially what the subconscious mind is it has a couple different goals. So when you are, when you're first born till about 7 years old, you stay in a kind of brainwave activity that's very similar to like the sleep state or just before the sleep state. And what that does is that allows your body, your mind to be very receptive to information. So why is that important? When you are receptive to information, your subconscious mind will be like a sponge and pick up data everywhere, right? Information. And it will determine what its belief systems are, how it needs to live, what reality is, what the truth is. And it doesn't even matter if it's the truth or not. If you, over time, because of, constant like information, from parents or loved ones or school that you have internalized, you will start to believe it. And then what the subconscious mind does is it looks out in the space around it looks for answers. So answers for how to reach your goals in the best possible way. But it will also go out and search of proving that your beliefs are true and valid. So no matter if they are true and valid, okay, that is irrelevant. If your subconscious mind believes that they are true, and if they are true, no matter what it is, you will physically, in your current reality, your subconscious mind will look for people, situations, whatever it is, to prove that your belief is valid and is true, no matter what. So, where does visualizing and affirm come in? When you're in that brainwave state of like right before you go to sleep, where you're kind of drowsy, where your conscious mind, kind of the one that says like, oh no, this isn't true, I don't believe that, is kind of on the back burner, is kind of taking a break, if you will, right? So your subconscious mind is a lot more receptive, which is where all your beliefs are. If you visualize what you are trying to accomplish and you affirm it with your words, right? So I wholeheartedly love myself, right? And that's not a what's the word I'm looking for? That's not a conceited thing. Like, it's okay to love yourself, right? So that's just an example. So I wholeheartedly love myself. And then I visualize as real as possible in that relaxed, kind of like right before you go to bed type state, where it's a relaxed state. You visualize and use an affirmation in line with your goal. What will happen over time is, because you are retraining the subconscious mind what this new belief system is, and start to constantly tell it over and over and over again, it will start to believe what you are picturing in your mind, and you are affirming with your words. Again, if you're doing it within that relaxed state and you do this daily, it will start to believe that your goal is the truth. That no matter what, your subconscious mind, if you do it over and over, will start to believe that this is reality. And then it'll start to go out and search to prove that that is true. So how does that help? You will start to find things pop up in your life, situations or people or what have you, that will help you reach this goal, because your subconscious mind is literally doing everything it can to validate this statement and this picture that you are seeing in your mind. See, your mind doesn't know the difference between what you visualize in your mind, as long as it's very realistic, and what you actually see, right? Your mind doesn't know the difference between the two. So if you can start to do that, Julie, you are right. It is very, very difficult. So quick heads up, guys, when you are breaking this old automatic program that you're dealing with, you have a lot of resistance. Your brain and your mind and your body wants to be comfortable. It wants to stay in its comfort zone. So you will feel a lot of resistance doing this. You will probably feel a lot of anxiety. That is okay. That is normal. Acknowledge that. Accept that you have that feeling, and then keep doing what I just mentioned there. So that is number 2. First is, after you've already done part 1, tell somebody what your goal is. Okay? Visualize and affirm your goal every single day in a relaxed state, preferably like right before you go to bed or when you first wake up. Do that every single day, so your subconscious will start to validate and look for situations in life to prove that that is true. And it will. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. It will find things to prove. So think, kind of real quick, think of this the opposite way. So if you have a self-belief automatic program that you are fat, I hate using that word, but like a lot of people will say that of themselves, so I'm using that because it's a common thing, and that you don't deserve to be loved, for instance, for whatever reason. And don't get me wrong, guys, this program that we built up could be caused by, like, when you were 2 years old, somebody that loved you like spanked your butt because you did something you weren't supposed to, and you internalize that this individual that loves me caused me pain, which means, oh, I can never be loved, or whatever it is. Like, there's no right or wrong to this. It just happens, right? So you could see how this could be the opposite way. So if you have that belief system that you are overweight no matter what you do, you're overweight and you don't deserve love, you will start to look for situations and people or whatever to validate that. So it sounds wild and crazy, but let me give you an example. So you're trying to lose weight and you're doing everything you possibly can to help that. But one day you had a little bit of sodium the day before, you step on the scale and you're up 3 pounds because you had some excess sodium. Like your brain, that's probably not the best example, but your subconscious mind will do that, look for that, and it finds that out in its reality, and then it proves that you are overweight and don't deserve love or whatever it is. I'm trying to think of a better way to say that would make sense with with how that works. I'm pretty sure you guys probably get it. Let me know if you don't understand that, if you need a little bit more clarification on kind of how the subconscious works with that. But think of, I've used this one before and quite a bit. Think of if you've gotten a new car or you've leased a new car, and all of a sudden that car is everywhere. It's on every corner. You see it all the time. It's not that car wasn't there, but it's your subconscious is picking up things that you're focusing on, your focus is on, or what have you, or something that you believe is true. Is that it's kind of you believe is true, or what your focus is on, kind of the same thing. But it'll start to do that. So this is powerful. Now this is kind of like a 2B, but add wow, that's nowhere near how you spell your. So kind of a 2B to this. Not only do you want to visualize and affirm your goal every single day, but you also want to add emotion to what it is you're trying to accomplish. So because we are beings of energy, right? So matter is actually mostly energy and very, very, very little physical substance, right? Physical particles, all that. So we live in a world that is loaded with energy, right? So what is energy? Energy, or what is emotion? Emotion is a form of energy, right? So if you are going throughout your day and because of belief patterns you have a negative self-image, your subconscious will look for situations to prove that emotion and that belief is accurate and valid, right? That's what I've been talking about the last 10 minutes. So what we need to do is not only start to see ourselves in a different light, use our words to affirm that is the truth, but we also need to add the emotion that ties into what that goal is. So if losing 30 pounds would increase your self-esteem, right? It's external validation, so it wouldn't 100%. You need to fix the mindset first, but it could help a little bit with that. So adding the emotion of being 30 pounds lighter and having more self-confidence and feeling that your spouse, for instance, would find you attractive, right? Maybe you feel that they don't now. So adding the emotion of like, how would it feel to bring sexy back, if you will, right? Or all of that. Adding that emotion to your new belief pattern is what makes it stick. Because it's not just the words, it's not just the picture, but it's also the emotion attached to what we do. So everything in life. So here's kind of I get off topic a lot, guys. I understand that. So Real quick, Julie, I see it. I think about the excitement I feel when I slide my old skinny jeans on without effort. So that's a perfect one. So how does that make you feel? How does that joy and gratitude feel? So not only do you picture it, you see it, but you also attach that emotion of joy and gratitude. So that's a great example, Julie. Adding that emotion to it is huge. Oh shoot, I forgot where I was going with that. Can you guys help me? Where was I going? I lost my track. So, but adding your emotion to what it is you want to feel and do and associate with is very powerful for helping you ultimately reach your goal when it comes to that, because the emotion is what helps you keep or internalize that new belief pattern that you have, because all of our beliefs have an emotion. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So everything in life, I was kind of trying to you see that? I was trying to talk myself into, like, what was I trying to talk about? This is a big one. So anytime something happens to you in life, right? So somebody rear ends me, or I stub my toe when I wake up, or somebody holds the door for me. Let's show a positive one, right? That literally means absolutely nothing in terms of everything, right? Whatever happens to you happens to you, for you, against you, whatever you think, literally means nothing. It's you that put the meaning to it. It's you that put the emotion to it. So we're stuck in traffic, right? We put the emotion and the meaning that life is out to get me no matter what. Oh, this day is terrible. This and that, whatever it is. But this is, a crazy example. Who knows? Like, really, but what if you showing up to work late allowed you to miss, like, some crazy event that happened at your work that would cause you to lose your job, for instance, right? So say this is a weird analogy. I'm not doing a good job with my analogies today, guys. But so you get stuck in traffic, right? You put the meaning and the emotion attached to you being stuck in traffic, because really that means nothing. You're just stuck in traffic. It is what it is. You put the meaning to it. So then you're focused on the rest of my day is ruined. I'm screwed. This and this, blah, blah, blah. My life sucks, whatever. But what if you didn't get stuck in traffic and you showed up on time, somebody came at you with some, office stuff, and you guys got in a big argument, and they said, we want both of you guys to take a 2-week no paid leave, right? So, but you being 20 minutes late caused you to miss that. So we put a meaning to stuff. Just accept that obstacles come in the way, right? So that's why adding emotion or meaning to anything is important for our goals. So tell somebody your goal, visualize and affirm it to make your subconscious believe it, so it starts to look for it in its nature there, and adding the emotion to holding on to that and meaning. And last one of part 2. Is getting yourself some accountability. So in part 3, I talked a little bit about getting support. Accountability is that, like, next step, right? So getting somebody that's going to hold you accountable. So if it's fitness related, for instance, get a partner or a buddy. Go to the gym with them. Okay, start doing a program with them, so like, oh, I know Sally's going on Tuesday night. I better make sure I get there and go. But somebody to hold you accountable. Hire a coach. Here at Raw Fitness, what we physically build our program around is accountability and support. Everything we do is geared back to accountability and support for the members of our community. So, we have a new system now where we're reaching out every single week, every month. We're setting goals every month, every quarter, every year, and then we hold them accountable to that, right? We all need accountability. I don't care who you are, what your situation is. We all need some form of accountability. So if you want to reach your goal and make sure you reach it every time, figure out what you got to do to get more accountability in your life. Have your family hold you accountable, get a buddy system, hire a coach like, what we have here at Raw Fitness. Look at a program. So we have a 28-day program coming up. It's a transformation, kind of weight loss type program, that is geared towards exactly that. Like, how do you get extra accountability in your life? So what it is you come in, we have meal plans, you have unlimited workouts, but you're working with a coach along the way where we're in communication with you every single week. You come in, do a weigh-in or check-in to hold you accountable every single week. And we have kind of a new system now that's a lot more hyper-focused with more coaches involved with it to like, hey, Sally didn't get her weigh-in, like let's make sure she gets in. Even if you had a bad week, it's not so much of like, oh, you're terrible. It's like, what can we do to help you, right? We're all going to have peaks and valleys, bumps and obstacles and stuff like that. It's what do you do to make those peaks and valleys a little bit different there. So get some accountability, buddy partner, look for a program like our 28-day transformation program. We do have something out there. It's a post. You can scroll through and see it in our Facebook page. If you like our page, like the post and comment and share it. We're offering a raffle for a free entry to the Transformation Challenge. So there's your accountability right there. So that's it, guys. This is part 2, the mindset of goal setting and how to reach your goals every time. Again, if you missed part 1, go back into the Facebook page and watch that, or go to the beginning of this. I did a quick overview of it. Part 3 will be later this week. I'll let you know when that will be. If you have any questions, if this helped you, give us a thumbs up, like it, let us know how it's helped you. Let us know if you have any questions on goals, how we can help you with that. And don't forget to download your free success goal setting sheet. I will post the link above here. So that's it, guys. Signing out. Happy Tuesday. If you have any questions, make sure you let me know. Stay tuned for part 3. Check out our 28-day transformation program starting the 21st of January if you need that accountability to help you reach your goals this year. Welcome, Julie.